Hello everyone and welcome to your show Around Kuwait. This is your host Abdulaziz Darwish. As usual in our show, we're showcasing more about the latest events, occasions, conferences and everything happening in the state of Kuwait, because you already know our camera crew are traveling all around our lovely country, state of Kuwait, to show you great events. And also sometimes we have a distinguished guest who will gonna join us today in this hour. And before we start, I would like to greet our working crew and our co-host Rita. Hello Rita, and it's my privilege to present with you today.
Good evening, Aziz. It's my privilege to be with you this evening. We always have a really great time discussing a lot of topics here on Around Kuwait. And good evening, dear viewers. As Aziz said, we have a lot of information to be talking about, different topics, occasions, and even events. Aziz, tonight's episode is very special because I think it's inspirational. Honestly, we're going to be talking about a lot of success stories and about also competitions that have a lot to do with passion, maybe.
Inspirational competitions and even humanitarian. Today our episode filled with too many different things, but the end is the most important, is the goal of our episode today, because when we talk about it, we will know about the main goal of the episode. We'll talk about the Gulf University for Science and Technology already hosted an event, was about the pathway to success. So they gathered two former students from the university, and they are talking to each other as a moderating discussion panel with the new fresh graduate or fresh students and senior student, to share with them about their challenges, their struggling, and how they already compete and to accomplish about their journey and their certificate, Rita.
That's right, Aziz. I honestly think this might be my favorite topic for this evening because honestly, I'm not going to talk about it now. We're going to learn a lot about changing your path and how to find success no matter what happens. But also, Aziz, our second topic is going to be the second annual film festival that is being kicked off.
Nice. So we'll talk about the big screen. We call it the seventh way of art because, you know, when we talk about the cinema is a universal language. So we're booking a ticket, we sit in the chair, we're enjoying any type of any movies. It's like an amazing experience. But you will see different kind of nationalities, civilizations, production companies, people experience producing to us a film which full with the story and passion and reactions and actors from different countries. It's a good way to do something in our lovely country, state of Kuwait. We'll talk more about they're hosting a festival for all 7 days in the week. We'll talk about the workshops about how to do filmmaking, Rita. So it's like we do filmmaking. And the first topic we'll talk about pathway to success. But the third topic is something about humanitarian. We'll talk about our friends, our families, our brothers, our sisters.
That's right, Aziz. You put it in the best way. Our third topic might be a bit more serious, but of course, it's really important to create awareness on it. And Aziz is going to be about the Orphan Care Conference with making a focus on lasting and meaningful. So I think that would be a great topic to end with, to really make awareness about this topic, Aziz.
So, dear viewers, these are about our three topics for today. We'll talk about Pathway to Success and the Week Film Festival and the Orphan Care Conference. So let's go to this first report for today. Then we'll move on in your show Around Kuwait.
The Gulf University for Science and Technology, GUST, organized a student discussion titled Pathway to Success. It featured two university alumni who took different career paths after graduation. One became a freelancer while the other pursued further studies in aviation, both of whom faced several setbacks. But their experiences conveyed a clear message: no matter how challenging the journey, there might be another unexpected path that leads to success. This discussion was successful in addressing these students' questions. It allowed them to see and learn from those who were once in their shoes a few years ago. The event was characterized by a high number of questions, increasing awareness among participating students. It emphasized the importance of having an alternative plan for life after graduation. In essence, it showcased the idea that success can come from unexpected directions.
I saw your lecture. What an amazing job. I just want to ask, since you're here to basically show your experience and give people your experience, I want to know if there's a message in it and what it is.
Of course, we came here today to give a message of our work experience after graduation. So basically, after graduation, a lot of people miss a lot of things. Like when they ask you, for example, for your expected salary, how to start, should I approach the company or they approach me? So we came to answer all these questions, or at least give an idea about how to start working.
Hi, how are you? What's your name?
I'm very good, alhamdulillah. My name is Ahmed Al-Hindi. I'm an alumni from the Gulf University for Science and Technology, and I studied public relations and advertising specifically.
All right, awesome. So, a question for you. So, I've seen your lecture. What an amazing job. So, my question is for you. After you gave your message and we knew what it was, can you tell us why did you give the message or the importance of it?
Okay, a lot of people like to hear things before they witness it or see it. A lot of people don't have a clear direction of where they want to go and what their career path is going to be like after graduating. So I just gave them bits and pieces, some advice, short stories of my experience in GUST as a university, stories with my professors, how I started my first job experience, because I want them to benefit from that. A lot of people are people who wait for opportunities to be provided to them. I wanted to be someone who would provide them that specific opportunity, whether it was a piece of advice or a platform of where to go and how to go and what to do in order to develop and research more about the specific major and the career path they want after graduation.
All right. So, what would you give as a, like, let's say a sum up advice or a personal advice?
Always be confident, trust yourself, trust the process, always have a plan. So never work or do anything in life without a plan, because if you don't have a certain path or a direction that you want to go towards, it's not going to make sense. You're not going to know when you reach or how you reached, and the higher the goal, the harder you're going to work on yourself.
Hello, how are you? What's your name?
I'm good. My name is Muna Sharhan.
Okay. Hi, Muna, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
So, a question for today. After watching today's lecture, did you benefit anything from it?
Honestly, like I benefited a lot from it, and I would say the thing I benefited the most was that it's okay to not have an idea on where you want to go and explore, and to freelance and to take a risk.
All right. Can you connect it with? I'm sure that you're still here in college and studying. So, is there any connection with later on with graduating that you can benefit from?
Yeah, I would say that. It's like the thing that I think would benefit me the most here is that to build networks. Like GUST is a very social university, and I feel like it's really good for networking.
After the lecture, do you have anything that you benefited from?
Yes, actually gave me an outlook on what it's like after college, and how after college you get faced with two options. One is that some people some people get jobs where it's 7 hours, and then these people, the content creators there gave us a different outlook that there's another way. You could just work from home, or you could do remote work and develop skills, and then your skills could benefit you forever. Like you can monetize these skills, such as videography, content creation, and photography. These things can actually make you a living, and nothing is wrong at the end of the day. It's a matter of perspective. Some people would like to have jobs, and that's okay, and that's perfect. And some people just can't handle job because they want to go out there and just explore and do different things, creative work, for example, outside which doesn't necessarily need a job. It doesn't need an office. Sorry. So yeah, it just gave me an outlook that if you want to do freelance, you could do freelance, and you could gain a lot of money from it.
Also, did it bring you closer to reality? I mean, beneficial-wise, after graduation, basically, would you pursue something that is freelancing?
Yes, I'm actually intrigued. I'm actually freelancing. I already do freelancing, and I think if you love something and you have a skill and you could monetize that skill, have a cushion at the beginning, and then after you monetize that skill, just go ahead, do it. Don't be scared. But have a cushion, just like they said, because when they talked about it, they said they had a job before getting into freelance, just to have a cushion or something to lean over from.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
We are still in our show around Kuwait, dear viewers watching us through the KTV2. We see already a report about the pathway to success from the guest. The event was like they pick two of their former students. One of them he's working as a freelancing right now, and the other is working in the aviation field. And they sharing with the new students, the former students, the fresh graduate, to share with them about their perspective, their way of life. You know already why, Rita? Because if you like think from KG for until high school, this is 12 years studying. And you are always in the school, in the papers and working and homeworks. Then 4 years practical in the college times, or applied education, or diploma you're studying, or maybe bachelor degree. So like 16 years, you're always in the school. So people only thinking about the certain types of majors, like maybe I will be a future engineer or a doctor or policeman. But when you've been in the college time, when you see too many departments, too many different majors, and when you start working in your certificate, you will find there's like more than you would imagine. Like maybe you pick one of the majors, you think you will work on only certain ministries or certain private public sectors or entities, then you will find out multiple styles, multiple majors, multiple departments, or only specified departments. That's why, because we need this kind of like discussion, and that's why on behalf of our show, we greet this like initiative as a college to do it for their students, to aware them about the practical life, because they will be our future generation. Maybe he will be next minister, next deputy undersecretary, next employee, or maybe he will be a freelancer, maybe a future entrepreneur. So we bring these students and we are teaching them. It's good for them to know about their future, Rita, right?
Exactly, Aziz. I think this was a very great event because a lot of us did study something, but maybe after university, going into the work field, as you said, regardless if it's in the private sector or the public sector, things in real life are very different. On pen and paper, when you're doing your essay and you're studying, it's a very different situation. So we do come by these difficulties sometimes. As you said, we could finish 16 years of studying, school combined with university. First year of working, we figure out this is not our passion, we're not enjoying this, and I cannot wake up to doing this kind of job for the rest of my life. So I think through this event, we were able to see through the freelancer and the other student that no matter what life throws at you from difficulties, you can find your way to success. So I think the message to take from this is that the way to success is not always through your bachelor's degree, Aziz, right?
It's like perspective about your experience, your way of life, the work circumstance. Because I remember when I used to be my first year in the college at the Kuwait University, I was studying engineering that time. I've been one of these discussion panels to see the graduate engineers, and they are telling us about their way of life, their perspective, what they are doing, and how they are experienced the real work life as an engineer. We noticed, I remember one of the like senior engineers told me in the beginning, he told me, look, you graduate maybe as like chemical engineering, mechanical, industrial, civil engineering, architect, whatever. But when you be in the field, your title will, the title name, profession will change, and instead of the circumstance you are working as a field, site or disk engineer. There will be like operation engineer in the field. The people don't know. When you go to any site, you will see to any new construction, any new sites or project under construction, you will see different names. He's electrical by certificate, but he's working in the field. He will be operation engineer. He will be maintenance engineer in electrical. He will be safety engineer. He will be like we call it a construction engineer. So the way of life is different. That we have it in our certificate. Even you, when you study like some certain, even in the media, you are studying media in the beginning. When you found out it's multiple choices, different things. Even engineers in the media. So see, life is to have multiple choices.
Definitely, Aziz. As you said, I know a lot of engineers that love their job and they're thriving in it, and a lot of engineers that are doing something else. Even some people actually went through the entire medical school and didn't actually want to work in the medical field. So Things are very different after you graduate, Aziz. And yes, you mentioned the media. For example, what we learned at university is very different than what we are applying here today, right? So we were writing essays, learning about media, the history of media, and different things. But when it comes to real life, we don't use any of that sometimes while we're presenting. So a lot of people wanted to be on screen, realized maybe they have a passion for being behind the screen. Our behind the camera crew is massive, as you know, Aziz. There's so many specialties in it and so many things you can do. Maybe people watching TV think it's just the announcers, but there's way more to it. So it's great that you can always find your passion in life, no matter what you studied and what you did.
So you have to be aware, this is our message to everyone, like, because even the message in Gust, no matter how hard things you can get, there's always a way to success, a way to do something maybe you don't even expecting it. That's why people sometimes you say how I got there or how I got here, because when you are working in a certain field you will find something in you. When you work in something you will see something even better and better and better and better. That's why when we're talking more about our show and around Kuwait, we are focusing and showcasing about something in you. Even in media, like me, we are studying journalism, okay? Then you will be in the field, news sector, different. Entertainment sector are different. Maybe you will be an editor, maybe you will be a preparer like our working crew. So you're studying something like, maybe I noticed like in the journalist, they become preparers in some of the certain shows because he loved to seek for the information. As for writing the news, or maybe he will be a reporter, but in entertainment he will be a preparer to prepare the script. That's why the journalist lead you to different ways. If you go to the broadcasting, it will lead you to the certain different ways. So that's how life's going all the time. Some people working like as a technicians or a director, he become an announcers, maybe he will become a producer, a paper production. So field is different than how you're studying in the certificate. Certificate is general, but in the field it's like specified. This is how we should also teaching and sharing with our fresh graduate, and don't lose hope. Don't give up.
It's absolutely normal that every few years maybe we get burnt out from the certain position we're in, and maybe think that I don't want to do this anymore, right? So as you said, that's when sometimes maybe journalists actually start producing and preparing content, amazing content for our shows. And I think that's what they try to focus on during this event, that there is so many pathways. Try to get creative with it and always have a plan B. No matter how much you think you like what you're studying, have a plan B. So what can I do with the knowledge I'm getting at university? And of course, during the event, a lot of students had a lot of questions, and it was amazing because they were able to answer from their own experiences, Aziz.
And also the first person, he's a freelancer, so he's working in entrepreneurship, because when you work as a freelance, you have different opportunities. You're looking not in the spot, around the spot. So that's why you have to know more what to do next. So he will be next entrepreneur. He's studying his job. He knows what he's doing. He have too many circumstance difficulties. I know the people thinking all the time. I've been in the discussion panels. One of these, he said, like when you start, the first years of your work is the easiest years for you. You know why? Because this is the easy time to change work. Then if you choose a work and you be like upgrading yourself, it's difficult to change.
Exactly.
You notice, like maybe you'll be in this kind of field, it's easy for you next month or after 1 year you will change easier because you're still new.
Definitely.
But imagine you're working more than 5-6 years and now you're building your career, so now you have too many things to rely on. You have to check yourself, your priorities, everything is changed. That's why even he's teaching us, even I go too much in the field, I can also change the topic. Even after 10 years of the working, I have some new plans. Even today we have different opportunities. Opportunities always available, you have to think positive.
Definitely, you have to think positively. I think that's a really great message, Aziz, because even through GUST, they were really preparing the students that life can be very unpredictable after university. So the first 16 years of your life are planned. You know, you're going to go to school every single day. You're going to have a few months in between till you jump right into university. But working life is not like that. You might have excelled at university, but have to apply to 100 jobs before you get lucky with the position you're looking for at work, definitely, Aziz. So it's important to keep your options open, to be creative in the way that you are using your knowledge. And that's something they really did focus on during the event at Gust Aziz.
Nice. So this is, dear viewers, about our first topic about the Gust University, about the pathway to success. Let's go to this break. Then we'll come back again with next topic about we call it the big screen. So stay tuned.
The American International University in Kuwait is getting ready for its second annual film festival, called the Film Week. This event will end with an award ceremony. It happens at the AIU campus and is all about celebrating movies and our cultural heritage. Filmmakers and experts from the region, not just Kuwait, will be there.
They have the annual second film festival, and for those that are wondering what it is exactly, it is a festival that seeks to gather and host filmmakers and industry-leading experts in Kuwait and the region to show their cinematic arts and cultural heritage. So the festival will be in two segments. The first one will be from the 5th to the 9th of November, and the closing and the award ceremony on the 11th of November. So let's dive in and see and meet people that are interesting, and hope to have good questions with them, and we'll see you soon.
The festival wants to create a place where we can all enjoy and share the art of making movies. It's a spot where professionals can meet, talk, and appreciate the different stories and talents we see in films. The award ceremony is a way to say great job to those who did amazing work in the movie world.
I think what we're doing here is nothing short of remarkable. What we're doing is a week-long activities. There's over 3,000 films who submitted their films to our festival, and you'll find that in Film Week, there's so many activities going on. So I think the ways that we're contributing is highlighting the current local talent. So we have a host of individuals contributing to lectures, workshops, and everything you'll find on campus and at our strategic partners locations, which is at Cinescape and Al Asima Mall and at 360. So I think that the most impactful way that we're contributing this kind of support is to just provide an opportunity and a platform, not only for the filmmakers themselves, but for those who are really passionate about learning.
I think there's always a place and a chance for young filmmakers to flourish, because you no longer just make films for Kuwait. You make films for the world, right? You gotta make a local story, but with international cinematic language that could work anywhere in the world. So you have much bigger opportunities now with the streaming sites. So absolutely, there are great chances for young filmmakers to go out and try do different things.
We've reached to the middle of our interview, and wow, what a day. So the first thing we watched was basically a movie that's in the cinemas, is How I Got There. And soon we're gonna watch another movie, which is How to Produce a Film. Hopefully it's gonna catch our eyes and attention like how the first film did. And so let's go on and see it.
Filmmakers, people who love movies, and anyone interested in the film industry can join in. It's a whole week of watching movies, having chats, and celebrating all things revolving cinema.
Events like these highlight the importance of filmmaking, the importance of storytelling, the importance of putting our voice out there, telling our stories, what we're about, our values, our moral compasses, our message, directly or indirectly. Obviously through filmmaking, it's always indirect. That's very important for us to look at and to understand why we're doing all of this. I think that's the heart of it. So once we get young people who aspire to become and tell their stories and their cultural stories, it's very important to inspire at the same time.
The university is all about supporting culture and art, and the Film Week is a fantastic way to do that. So get ready for a week of movie magic.
We are back to our show again around Kuwait. You already saw the second report for today. We spoke about, I already mentioned before the break, about the big screen. So Rita will talk about something new. Now the cinema. Cinema is a universal language. I know like the American International University holding a Film Week Festival. This is the second time of when they're publishing it last year. Last year was like for certain days. Now it became it like a long week because you
Yes.
saw like this is a good thing with it because they are we are encouraging the filmmakers, the production of the film, because you see during these years, the last 10 years, the Kuwaiti films are now publishing in the market. You will see like in the Middle East, you see Kuwaiti movies. I can mention the names like how I got there, and Dr. Ziad Husseini was one of the instructors of the workshop. You will see Paradox and another movies like certain five. I can't mention too many, like more than 10 movies, and they are successful Kuwaiti movies, Kuwaiti production. So it's a good thing. Like the Kuwaiti market are now the Kuwaiti film in the market in the Middle East. So it's a good thing, and even in the virtual platforms, you will see the films are producing instead of series. So that's why, because they are creating the film week to showcasing about the Kuwaiti production for the young students and people who's interested in the big screen.
And I think that's a very important step, Aziz, because I think in Kuwait we have been known for our series for many years, right? So it's amazing that we're able to really focus on movies now, the production behind it, and all the aspects of it, because I believe we really do have amazing, passionate individuals in this country that are working so hard to make their dreams come true and to see their dream on the big screen, right?
And also they distribute the workshops. Like, see, they have like a certain schedule. Some of the workshops, it was in the certain college, in the lecture rooms, in the auditorium. The others in the screen, in the cinema screens. So people can see it in there from their own eyes. And guess what? They have also award ceremony for the films, award ceremony for the students, and they were gonna award also the instructors for their great job to share their experience for the newcomers about their challenging, about the way of the cameras, how to do story writing, how to make a film from the scratch, to make a film, and even they do for animation also, to create animation movies also.
That's absolutely true, and I think it's really important to reward such efforts, because the process is really long to create a good movie that ends up on the screen. It could take months and even sometimes up to a year, and there's hundreds of crew members. So it's really important to start focusing on this. And let's not forget, Aziz, that this kind of festival is really maybe showcasing, and it's a grand celebration of the movies and of course of our culture and heritage here in Kuwait through movies, Aziz.
Actually, you already mentioned it, because our heritage filled with too many like good artwork. When we talk about movies, and we have like we are proud we have some certain movies got award ceremony long time ago, and the series we are continuing because this is the land of the actors, of the stars. And we are very proud, like the state of Kuwait is the land of the actors because of the dramatic art, you know, drama art. So we have an expert in the field, and now we have a production people that are working in the cinema expert. So we create something, a good work, we can say. That's why I see your smile already. So now it's a good time, opportunity for the filmmakers, for the expert in this field to gather, to share the experience. Even the people who's interested in the cinema, they gather, they talk, they share knowledge, they share questions, they share things. And you know, like I will tell you something, you are in the field.
Yes.
When you be in the field, something happen. Like maybe like you saw, I did like a production, I want to produce a movie or a scene. When you been in the scene itself, things will gonna happen. So now it comes experience to solve the scene.
Definitely. I think with this kind of atmosphere, Aziz, which is very similar to the atmosphere we have in media, we learn things with the years, right? So being new to TV or to filmmaking, for example, is very different than doing a few shows or a few films and producing them. So that's when we really need the experience of individuals that have been in the industry for so many years. And I think another great thing about this festival, Aziz, that it comes with a big heart. It welcomes everyone, not just filmmakers or individuals interested from Kuwait, but also from around the region. So there's a few films. One of them, Aziz, is called Bas Ya Bahar.
Bas Ya Bahar, one of the big awarded ceremony a long time ago, because Bas Ya, I already mentioned some of the movies get awarded long time ago. So Bas Ya Bahar is one of the Kuwait artwork, which we are very proud of. And the story still until today they make like a new remastering, but in a different way, because you know Kuwait, like it shows our heritage with relationship a person with the
Yes.
sea. Like before, how the struggling, our families, our grandparents, they are struggling to bring the fortune to the country, to go for their families, to bring the pearls and to traveling overseas for a couple of months and to come back. And maybe they cannot come back, or maybe they have to come back. Maybe something happens during the sea. So this is like to show the struggling life of the Kuwaitis long time ago, like 100 and above ago, how they are
Yes.
doing about their publishing. And even nowadays, you will see the new Kuwaiti films, they are showcasing about the new Kuwaiti things like the artwork, the production, the acting, the story. The story shows the Kuwaiti and the Arabic and the Gulf culture.
That's
This is
right.
the important thing.
Aziz, honestly, while you were talking about the pearls and everything about our heritage and culture, you were really able to draw an amazing image for me as the listener. And I think that's what's also great about the films that are being produced and showcased during this festival. That's a lot of people that are actually like enthusiasts in the field, people that have maybe heard these stories from their family members in the past, are all coming together to create masterpieces that are hopefully going to be rewarded by the end of this 1 week. So it's really a great space for film lovers, filmmakers, experienced individuals to really come together, have fun with it, and produce amazing things to hopefully see on the big screen, Aziz.
And also notice some of the workshops, they are showing their movies in the scene. Like maybe they don't show all of the movie because it's long, but because they have the certain workshop for an hour, so they're showing them some like techniques of the scene. Like how did I make this scene?
Yes.
How did I do this? What is the story behind this spotlight? What is the story about this kind of conversation between two actors? The reaction and how he got it. So this is a good thing even to show you the reaction, the sound effect of certain scene. People don't know, maybe it's normal, but the way how they are creating the film, it's huge. That's why people who are enthusiasts in this field, they want to know more how he did it. As a director, as a production, as an actor, because people look to their perspective. Like we are co-hosters. Imagine one of our colleague, maybe he's a presenter or host or broadcaster anchor, he's acting in the movie. You will see his performance.
Of course.
How he's talking. Am I right?
I definitely
He's doing
agree
his
with you.
performance in front of the big screen, so we are looking to him like, oh, he did good.
Exactly. And of course, we always like to applaud anyone that does their best to be in front of the camera, especially on the big screen. I cannot imagine how much work it takes, Aziz. And also, this festival, Aziz, is going to be going on for the entire week, for 7 days, hopefully. So we mentioned a lot of details, but mainly, dear viewers, from the ceremony and the opening of this festival. So, of course, we're going to be bringing you more details during Around Kuwait throughout the week on the festival, Aziz.
So, because you already mentioned it, like I will want to share some of my experience. I was privileged to act in one of the movies I did as a reporter, and the other movie I used to be an interpreter in English, translator in English. Both of them in virtual platforms now, applications. The third one I am acting already, I publishing as a screenwriter. So I was different kind of the cinemas.
That's right.
And even I did the series, I was acting as a reporter, as an announcer. So when you do something for a movies, it's different criteria, the production, the cameras, the action, the claquette, different experience. You see something, you will see something else. Like if I did one of the movies, I used to be a reporter, I'm doing my work in the movie.
That's
so
right.
I noticed myself when I saw myself in the big screen, actually my face like appeared, and how I like performing and people eating popcorn, watching me.
Exactly.
And I was sitting in the chair with them. So I saw the experience, like even 5, 6, 10 minutes, but for me it's big because people looking to you.
Of course, it's a very surreal experience. And as you said, it might be very similar to what you do on a very daily basis, which is go on the screen, talk to the camera as a presenter, but this time it was during the movie on a big screen. You have audience sitting next to you with the popcorn there. For sure, that's a very important aspect. So I think you know more than anyone how hard it is to actually be part of a movie, the amount of different aspects in it, you know. A lot of people just look at what they see in the screen at the end of the day, but it's months of preparation, Aziz.
Months of preparation, thinking, brainstorming, and even more. That's why when you spoke more about the cinema is like people gathering for one goal, is to produce something for people have to see all around the world. That's why, because usually in our show, dear viewers, in around Kuwait, we share with you different aspects. So let's go now to this next break. We'll go about different topic, about something we call about humanitarian. Stay tuned.
Kuwait is known for its caring and humanitarian spirit. That's why, under the guidance and presence of our respected Minister of Social Affairs and the Minister of State for Family and Children Affairs, the Orphan Care Conference was held with a focus on making their care lasting and meaningful. This conference aims to highlight the importance of taking care of orphans and ensuring they get the same opportunities as everyone else in our society. We want to support and look after these young lives, acknowledging their vital role in our community and working together to build a brighter and fairer future for them. With the honorable presence of our ministers, it's clear that our government is committed to these noble efforts. This event reflects Kuwait's dedication to humanitarian causes, especially when it comes to caring for our orphan children. It's a testament to our vision of a more inclusive and just society, where every child's potential is valued and celebrated.
Dear viewers, we are back from this break and we're going to be focusing on a subject that is really important to us and of course to Kuwait. So orphans are part of our society, and these days we are really focusing with the different governments here in Kuwait about orphans and their importance in our society, and of course how to include them and just become a really inclusive, understanding society. So dear viewers, there has been a conference, the Orphan Care Conference, held lately in Kuwait. And I think, Aziz, it's one of the most important conferences happening right now.
Yeah, and also it's like under the guidance of the Ministry of Social Affairs and the Ministry of State of Family and also the Children Affairs. It was like an important conference. You know what's the key purpose and the main goal of the conference is to merge and to empower our the minors and even the children to the society, to encourage them to work, because they are part of our families. We consider them our child, our brothers, our sisters. So when you have a certain conference with the expert of we call it the humanitarian field, to teach them, even the entities, the government and private sector, how to merge them in the society, how to make them work in a good way, to aware the community, how with the importance to make them in the society, because every part in the society is important. So guess this kind of people, like they have their own like issues, and you make them in the society, they make the society right because they are working with us. So this is a good thing. This is like a noble job and a humanitarian job, and even better for us to understand the others.
Definitely.
Like you have to know that there is certain people, they have different circumstances, but we can take the best of them to the society.
That's right. They have different circumstances and of course doing their best, and maybe sometimes Aziz going above and beyond to become vital members and active members of our society. And I think this conference really emphasizes how important it is to have, we can say, equal opportunity when it comes to our workplace, our place in society, and everything that comes with it. So we're really shedding light and recognizing the vital roles in our community, and of course working together to create a better future for them, Aziz.
And also it's worth mentioning, like the people who organized the conference was the charitable, we call it the charitable sector, you know, like we are very proud in Kuwait. We have like too many charitable entities and even companies and people working in the different kind of sectors. They are for charity. So imagine these kind of entities, they are publishing the conference, and they are hosting and organizing it
Yes.
with keynote speakers, and also we call the speakers and the workshops, and to share with them about the importance of the how to merging the orphans in the society, because people always donate for them. Imagine we are donating to make them work in the society, and we are bringing experts from different fields,
Yes.
and to make them like different criteria, different ministers and entities and government sectors to talk about the articles. We're bringing lawyers, we're bringing
Yes.
like people who's about the law. We brought people from different kind of sectors to make suitable area, suitable situations, or maybe we call it like good, like a place to them to work
Yes.
in.
That's right. And you mentioned that we have our governments, different ministries, and of course our honorable ministers always being there supporting these kind of conferences and events, which only tells you how much Kuwait is focusing on making sure that the society is very comfortable. And of course the government is deeply dedicated to these kind of efforts, Aziz. So when it comes to these kind of conferences, you really get to understand the other person's situation. So especially you mentioned having lawyers there. It's important for each and every one of us to know our rights,
Yes.
especially if we have certain circumstances that maybe differ to the normal. We need to know our rights, what we can and cannot do. And I think this only helps us become stronger and maybe be even more active in society.
And also, let's talk more about now the societies. Like I know, like there is too many charitable work are like entering, entities are participating. Let's talk about now the societies who's caring about the orphans.
Yes.
We have too many societies in Kuwait. They are following the Ministry of Social Affairs, and they are holding and they are merging and they are helping the orphans to be volunteering, to work with them for charity. So it's a good thing. Like we are bringing these kind of people who are like interested in the noble and the humanitarian together for the orphan children, because they are considered them, like I will tell you something, these children, they have their own certain issues and circumstances. Maybe they will be future doctors, maybe they will be future lawyers, maybe future engineers, maybe future for high position, or maybe he's gonna be applying working in certain field. So they are the next generation.
Yes.
So they are part of our society. So if we care about them, so imagine what will be in the future. There will be something we are relying on, we are very proud of. That's good.
Definitely, Aziz. It's very important to create awareness on such topics, of course, because as you said, every individual in society could be our future and the future of the Kuwaiti society. So, dear viewers, that was our last subject for this evening, a very humanitarian subject. And Aziz, we had a few amazing topics that we discussed this evening. We started with, of course, the film festival and other things.
And film festival from AIU and the pathway to success from the Gust University, and we finish it with, we call it the Care Orphan Care Conference.
Right.
So when we spoke at the beginning at Pathway of the Success, they brought two like former students, one studying aviation, the other freelancing. They already speak to the audience, the new students and the students in the college about their path, their journey and their fields, different fields, their struggling, their challenges, to be optimistic, how they are thinking, to share with them the different fields they don't know, because they are studying in one faculty and one like building, and then they are going to see the real life.
That's right.
To be applied, like the rest of their life, they will working in the certain different jobs.
Definitely.
So that's why we are teaching them. When we go to the film festival, it's good to encourage, to showcase about the big screen, Rita.
Definitely, Aziz. I think we went from our first subject, which really focused on taking us into the real world, real experiences, and what we should expect. Then we merged into filmmaking and, of course, the festival to do with it, which is always exciting to have here in Kuwait, and to be able to see the efforts and the passion. Let's not forget the passion that goes into making films. And finally, our subject about orphans and creating awareness, Aziz, about these important topics. So I think with that, we have reached the end.
Because the main goal is to merge them to society, to make them, empower them to work. Imagine tomorrow you have some paperwork you want to finish in one of the certain entities and the ministry. You will see the person, the employee who's serving you. Maybe he's one at the orphan care conference in the future. maybe he's one of the people we are caring of. So that's why he's being now merging to the society to be useful. This is the main goal. We are always working another in one hand. We are one society. So one for all and one for one.
Definitely, Aziz. I think that's a really great note to end with tonight's episode. So I hope, dear viewers, you enjoyed all of the subjects we discussed, of course, and the events as much as Aziz and I did. And Aziz, thank you so much for being such a great host this evening.
You're most welcome. So dear viewers, see you next time with more amazing topics in our show around Kuwait. Have a good day.